So, this is a message for empaths, maybe spiritual empaths specifically, people who are not just feeling all sorts of things and processing them through the body, or through the energy field, but also have gotten to a point where they want to create, where they've done enough of this inner work for maybe years and years and years, where they're ready to align with creation, but are feeling stuck, like they're having trouble finding the right containers for their message, for their art, for the information that they know wants to come through, for the energies that they know want to come through. I have the same frustration. I spent a lot of years as a writing coach working with people on writing blocks and working on my own, and I think it is all the same thing. Something is shifting. I feel this shift happening in the collective and in myself deeply, and this desire, this need, this time to move into much more aligned expressions, almost no tolerance left for misalignment. I woke up this morning sensing this really beautiful, vast, light blue energy that felt creative and, of course, multidimensional, much more than just a creative energy. It was spiritual in nature and, again, vast. And the first thing I thought was, I meant to do something with this. I meant to write. I have a couple Substacks. I write about spirituality. I write about writing. I actually write fiction. I do all sorts of things. And I was like, what container, what container? But the truth is, none of them really are aligned or were not aligned with this energy. And I couldn't think of the container. And I started to get frustrated. It was an old feeling, a very familiar feeling for me of feeling like I have so much that wants to come through and I have all sorts of creative abilities, and yet there's something that is blocking it. And it's almost like I don't have the right avenue or the right approach. Something's off. So instead of letting myself go down into that space of just like beating myself up about it, I decided to just tap into the energy itself and let it talk to me. And I want to share this transmission because I believe this transmission is not just for me, but it's for you. If you're here, if you are feeling frustrated with some kind of block between immense, beautiful energies that you feel coming in and not knowing how to contain them or disperse them in the world. I'm just going to read the message. We've been waiting for you. We are the energies that come when you are ready, not as tasks or ideals or ideas, but as pure presence, bigger than the biggest project, but not overriding, not to consume, not bigger than you. We are friends of your soul. It is good for you to be in contact with us, to connect into the energy, to understand that just because it feels like a creative energy doesn't mean you have to put it in containers you already know, like trying to triangulate a Substack post. We are the energies that are already here to help you have love, to just be loved, to feel this happiness again. And it will stay this time. There is nothing you need to do. We are speaking now to the ones whose collective mind is becoming one of peace and defragmentation. We are speaking to the ones whose collective heart is opening in this particular way, with ardent love and joy, and yet peace. A true combination that hitherto, for many, has been rare. To translate this into peace for the collective, into knowing that you are one and that you are loved into feeling the peace that surrounds you and is inside you. Nina is asking for the container of Nina, for logistical evidence, ways the container can come into being, but the container does not matter yet. This is not about optimizing views. It is about landing in the body of a translator with an open heart and grounded energy, with a love frequency that can be passed through into this collective. There is much to be done and much to learn, and yet it does not have to come from effort. In fact, it should not any longer come from effort or from squeezing or from contracting. Your open heart will receive it all and pass it to the rest of the system, the nervous system, the limbic system, the heart, the mind. However you want to frame it, knowing will become knowing, and knowing will be everything. There is no need to record this. At the time, they said that I wrote it all down. I didn't record it, but I later got the download that it was time now to record the transmission this way. There's no need to record this. You know the energies are here, and they will stay. They will attract to them who they are meant to. You ask, who is this for? How to find those people with what processes and how to do this correctly. You want to be a good transcriber. You want to be a good vessel and vehicle. And you are afraid these energies and ideas will come only to you, and then they will disappear again. You have experienced in the past the feeling as if they had no place to go, then they had no purpose. They had not been fully met. But that is just fear. It's resistance. Only return to the felt energy. Stay. Stay with what feels good. Maybe new containers are being created just for you. We do not need any more to feed the matrix, to get lost in algorithms. What you hold in your frequency, even now alone on your porch on a Thursday morning, is what matters. It is what let's not be heavy-handed here, but it is what your soul likes and what you like to feel. Can it be enough? Knowing. Can knowing be enough? Can you receive without immediately trying to redistribute and then feeling that you have failed, that you have just redistributed inadequately? Can this sequence that you've been in be over, having lived its purpose, and be done? You ask for the energy of creation and for clear containers through which to process it into this world throughout the day, and that is understandable. But we are not here to negotiate the process of containment. We are here to love you. That one is really important. I'm going to breathe with that. We are not here to negotiate the process of containment. We are here to love you. To show you that love exists, with or without doing. Yes, we feel like joy. Yes, we feel like desire to create. Yes, we feel like we're very high vibrational, light blue frequency. Yes, yes, beauty and broadness, light woven in energy, fun even, but maybe you are the container. You and your readers or listeners themselves are the container as they connect into this energy and into their own portals. and they themselves wish to know immediately how to translate it to action. But do not become frustrated this time. For frustration is trying to contort yourself into the matrix. The matrix is over. It has given you a limited and distorted mechanistic cluster of avenues and highways and byways that take you all in circles, looping past each other, like the can of worms used to be in your Rochester, New York. Back in the 80s and 90s, they called the downtown highway system the can of worms because it was just such a cluster mess. Cars flying by each other, all trying to get somewhere, but this is not that anymore. The question becomes, how do I be the question? Is there a message here? Is there a purpose here? Is there an avenue for dispersion? We will say this: do not let the purity of this transition, the feeling, this energy you woke up with, do not let it be drained away or dispersed into the field. Do not let it become diffuse. We love you, and we are here for you. The problem is you seek an answer to the anxiety, to the problem of anxiety, and you wish to hear something that will tell you how to cure this anxiety by doing something, by changing something in your mindset. It is the problem pretending that by answering its invented plans that it'll create its own solution, but you have heard enough of this, often enough, and it has not worked. And therefore we need new containers. You look around and you see healers and energy workers and speakers and performers and writers and artists, and you see a limitation there, though, a limited circumference, a limited list of what's available to be, to do, and you try to fit yourself in because you have this energy flowing in and it wants to create. You want to create. You are a creator, yes, of course. But the weakness here, and this is no judgment, but as a structural assessment, the weakness here is you believing that you are not enough as you are, to receive, to just be, to find a way to be in play, to no longer make the work so ardent and hard and life and death. All is well. All is already written in many ways. Divine timing. You cannot mess this up. You cannot hurry it along, and you cannot really slow it down. There was never anything wrong with you, and there never will be. The only thing that needed to be seen was that there was never anything wrong with you. We are here, and we see you, and we want you to do your good work, and we want you to be a channel and a vessel, not for us as identities, but as energies. It's not about doing nothing. You have done enough waiting. You have done enough sitting with yourself. This is not about doing nothing anymore. It is about learning to feel the frequencies and hold them in a soft body and not give them immediately over to the matrix, to the machine that wants to consume all, just so you can say that it sat somewhere, that it landed somewhere. Even if it went unseen, even if it came through in a way that you did not enjoy, at least it went somewhere. There is no need to be heartbroken anymore. No need to break your own heart with the trying. I know you want to know what to do with your time. I know that the efforting is the pain. Frustration is the pain. But this is just the old mind with its tricks. What if this is your life purpose? What if this, even if it's not visible in words or as video or a recording, this is the ultimate creative act? What if you are the container? And that you will vibrate, and this will vibrate out in your field. We have come here to love you and not to take, and not to give so that you can be taken from. So let us discuss containers. You are here to create something new, and you know that requires a bigger container, a truer container, and that container is you.